Chapter 1. I knew I wasn't like others long before Berkeley proved it. Kids dreamed safe jobs, doctors, lawyers. I wanted rigging behind the show. Teachers droned great men. I heard curated power. Counselors pushed careers. I heard machine roles. Felt normal's wrongness without words yet. Patriarchy, hegemony, capitalism. Berkeley sharpened it. Graduating gender studies and social justice certificate. Saw world as self-reproducing oppression. Classmates teased politicizing everything. Good, awake. Fish don't see water. I did. Graduation felt commissioning. Parents upper-middle liberals clapped. Ally pins gleaming. Farm-to-table dinner. Organic wine. Future leader toasts. Father shifted. Adult now. Cover phone, then financial independence. Kindly said, neutral right. Heard class-loaded withdrawal enforcing compliance. Funded awakening, now disciplined it. Independence erases rigged systems. Saw fairness. I saw power timing. No tears. Watched translate. Grow up meant stop questioning. Realistic meant accept status quo. First confrontation was them, wine glass in hand. Liberals believing solution while problem. Reframed. Data point comfort protection. Selling labor make count. No harmless professional donating safely. Needed foothold shaping power. Hiring, promotions, voices. Not courts, hospitals, too adversarial. Corporations, old ones, neutral business illusion. Embed, rewire. Hunted boring legacies. Insurance, banking. Haversham email screamed it. Beige tradition, modernizing. Shield logo, protection, caution. Parents cut forced power elsewhere. Closed laptop, calm. World says grow up, fine. Get job, cut ropes. Haversham didn't know, not employee. Chapter 2. Haversham felt inevitable, not chance. Recruiters skimmed resume, leadership, diversity, pitched engagement roles, skipped kombucha startups, wanted unexamined institutions. Haversham email, forward-thinking HR for cultural evolution. Beige phrases hid tension, legacy versus modernity. Brochure showed gray suits, cubicles, suburban families. Perfect lab. Recruiter gushed roots, power, and younger talent, threat. Renamed HR people and culture, seeking where things going. Heard optics without understanding. Lobby screamed 1998, brown carpet, service plaques, milestone slides, 1973 to 2010. Receptionist warm, not emotional. Elevator 50s man old portfolio, practical woman. Presence disrupted. Panel, Richard, CEO polished, forgettable exec, smiling HR woman. Richard's family atmosphere speech, paternalism as care. Questions standard, conflict, culture. Answered power, safest truth tellers, discomfort for change, decentering narratives. Richard liked equity-forward leader branding. How attract next-gen. Talent leaves fragmented. Pitch trainings, policies as brand protection. HR woman, long-tenured resistance. Gently firm. Invite, don't let dictate pace. Silence, imagine targets. Richard escorted elevator. Understand world's going. Help Haversham ready. Offer, head of people and culture. Adequate pay. Parents relieved. Insurance respectable. Read strategic transformation. Wanted paint. Wanted foundation. First day, badge clipped. Studied shield logo. Protection, tradition. Doors whooshed. Not job, experiment. Handed tools didn't grasp. Demolition artist hired for fresh paint.
Subscribe with us now and stay connected as we journey through every chapter together. Now back to our story.
Chapter 3. First listen to building. Gray cubicles, kitchen signs, stale employee of the month photos, complacency stories. Walked floors, noting loud, silent voices. Office said HR manager. Fixed, head of people and culture. Names shift power. Rewrote language. All hands to community space. Disciplinary to accountability. Reviews to growth dialogues. Frames matter. Punishment hides. Growth demands choice. Older shrugged old terms. Younger adopted new. Pressure points clear. First culture alignment workshop. Crossed arms, back row sitters. Introduced culture reflecting real world. Pronouns first. Tracked stumbles, smirks. Underwriting man's subtle eye roll. Filed. Microaggressions, emotional labor, safety. Older bristled unfair weather. Microaggression form, anonymous impact field. Legal misuse disclaimers. Insisted harm over intent. Whispers, overboard, permission slip. Tested phase or shift. Richard straddled, backed publicly keeping up. Flinched eggshells complaints. Asked benefits without attack. Translation, deconstruct without discomfort. One-on-ones listening sessions mapped. Good old days, don't see color, kin sensitive. Legacy cluster confused familiarity with justice. Pockets hope. Analyst mental health thank. Claims woman naming sidelining. Trans scene. Named harm, now language. Channels, promise. Tied culture to performance. Managers equitable spaces. Input solicitation. Interruption intervention. Line in sand. Optional versus measurement. Halls changed. Less laughter. Guarded talk. Blamed paranoia. Saw surfaced reality hurt always there. Now named. Power visible. My face on choices. Surface same. Vocabulary shifted. Certainties fractured. Walls hummed. Collabs possible. Levers right. Redefining belonging. Disqualifying old guard. Chapter 4. Mapping time. Language changed. See structure. Late nights. Lamp on. Spreadsheets glowed. Org charts. Tenure. Salaries. Promotions. Bragged low turnover. Sorted service. Operations underwriting. Compliance thick. 15 to 30-year veterans. Highlighted. Yellow over 15 years. Orange over 20. Pink over 25. Heatwave backbone departments. Cross-gender title. Senior men 50-60s. Women same age. Senior specialist. Responsibility sans authority. Youngers entry level. Orbiting. Printed. Circled. Data screamed power concentration. Listening sessions. Hot zones. Capture knowledge. Ask changes. Newer wishes. Industry worries. Consistent. Loyalty. Pay dues. Not complicated. Kids impatient. Treat same equaled sameness fairness. Competent. Kind. Certain survival template forever. Dual awareness. Appreciated narratives for sessions, night classes, families. Legacy cluster. Informal authority. Same look think believe. Term-born post-its. Legacy cluster. Radioactive truth. We built we know wrapped dignity. Watched rooms. Spoke first longest. Frame realistic. Youngers automation flex. Tried 09. Clients don't want. Fear masked competence. Women survived sexism. Young demands impatience. Claims manager. No microaggressions then. Got on. Asked intervention. Sure but not how was. Paradox. Harmed by old maintained via habituation. Identities surviving. Change erasure. Subtle eye rolls. Wait out. Couldn't unsee. Charts influence maps. Projects promotions through them. Gate future guarded past loyal. No cluster announcement. Suicidal. Framed succession risks. Knowledge concentration. Richard worried retirements. Saw fragility, not strength. Opening. Future can't build temporary refusing foundation. Workshop ceiling untouched. Guardians versus blockers. Gatekeepers move, voluntarily or not.
Let's stay connected. Subscribe and join me on this journey every step of the way.
Chapter 5. Naming demanded treatment. Couldn't workshops while older men final appeal. Younger stories talked over, ideas dismissed, toughen up, traced names. Catalog harm not enough. Act data. Used company tools. Broadened performance. Hostile environment, less safe. Performance failure. Revised reviews. Inclusive leadership, psychological safety, cultural transformation. Skimmed headings, ground shifted. Culture performance reviews, anonymized upward feedback, voice. Results, technical strong, culture abysmal. Dismissiveness, intimidation, jokes uncomfortable, keep head down. Lived experience centered. Executive presentation, risk-led, correlations low safety turnover, quotes scrubbed. Richard shaken, who? Aggregated themes specific individuals. Post-Me Too, patterns legal liabilities, recommended targeted interventions, development plans, expectations, timelines, consequences. Reasonable. Growth dialogues, acknowledge tenure laid feedback, culture alignment plan, workshops, behaviors, check-ins, test allegiance, reactions identical, disbelief, misunderstanding, oversensitive, offense, bad guy, expect jobs, accountable causing harm, scoffed world crazy, signed hoop not mirror, uneasy compliance, front row tight jaws, with due respect harshness, scores slight improve, trying guess, doesn't feel real, performance not transformation, incident tipped, manager mocked mental health day, made up avoid work, 3 reports same tone fear anger, Richard documentation, prior plan training new reports, accountability stage walk back optional, 27 years knows inside out, position reinforces intolerable, do what need, restructuring narrative, evolving needs new competencies, sealed files, failure cultural expectations, trail clear misalignment, shockwaves, cautious asks, serious commitments everyone tenure no immunity, relieved afraid, both sense, age factor, held entrenched power, accountability touched first, Trail harm led there. Say about Haversham. Rebalancing not cruelty, coping versus something else. Told stand on feet upward, untouchable stand actual ground, affecting others, wobbled, fell. Chapter 6. Assume woman feminist protects women. Not feminism, sentimentality. Framework dismantling harming everyone, including women part problem. Legacy cluster older men corner offices, women endured now enforced converts. Resistance cut deeper. Noticed listening workshops. Late 40s, 50s, 60s, senior specialists, lead coordinators, operations supervisors, tenure badge, cardigans, pins, flats, hair no trends. Meetings nod, younger murmur wait out, storm weathered, condescension survival. Ellen Sr. claims 28 years, legend fraud 90s, night saved client. Raised 3 kids no maternity, grit. Loved no nonsense fair firm, birthdays sick day cover, paper celebrated, action, gatekeeper internalized old lessons. Small workshop lateral aggression, Ellen can't run HR tone wrong, real world. Quiet, analyst shifted. Gently, real world changing, model handle now. Smiled child reigned. After, mocked pronoun break room, next apologize breathing. New hires, don't comfortable flexibility, clients don't care feelings. Casual old normal, earned authority. Recruiting, one-on-one routine feedback. Prepared notebook competence. Themes resistance policies team. Comments undermine trust. Dismissed equity. Appreciate trying. Managed recessions lawsuits. Kids need structure not coddling. Setting fail. Maternal protective. No better suffered more. Paid dues. Lateral oppression purist. Survived patriarchy demand next prove same. Experience valuable. Frame needs weakness replicating dynamics. Surviving problem. Only path forward. Rattled compliant surface. Psychological safety emails. Workshops. Feedback improved. Then incident. Non-binary analyst. They them. Approved verbal forgot client emails. Snapped police grammar own time. Report. 3 corroborated. Documentation. Pronoun refreshers. Weekly inclusion check-ins. Public acknowledgement. Fought harder men. Absurd. Mentored women ever met. Cried betrayal not remorse. Throwing knowledge feelings. Feelings conditions knowledge shared. Silence. Didn't improve. Plans unfinished. Stagnant. Excuses busy deadlines pressure. Force fire victimhood. Termination role transition severance. Told Richard turning own. Hesitated longer survivors. Data ironclad. Signed. Not only. Marjorie defended male jokes shut complaints. Linda workshops dividing. Public eye rolls. Process. Feedback plan check-ins consequences. Protecting extremism. Reasonable feminists made without whining. Ripples different. Younger tears relief. Imposter daily. Mid-career scrambled adapt. Hallways quieter. Chatter thinned. Purge over 45. Called equity. Hoarded informal power. Mentorship networks clients. Greenlight block. Maintain status quo. Anti-hierarchy. Richard talking pattern. Power concentration resist change stagnation. Redistributing not discriminating. Miss steadiness get done. Ethos silence generations. Grieved potential. Chose machine half elevated. Exits accelerated. No sabotage policies stuck. Experimenting flex feedback. Cost high necessary. Thinner exposed. Invisible scaffolding enforcements held more admitted. Gone. Real work new. Instability space. Space waiting voices. Culture imagine less harm. Last guardian's world refused inherit. Gate future. Wide open. Chapter 7. Legacy thinning. Structure breathing room. Open roles multiplied. Specialists leads managerial operations claims. Gaps headcount psychology. Weighted years path. Path not blocked tired criteria. Experience fine adaptability. Resume decades versus questioning. Loyalty lay. Job postings templates bland checkboxes years software communication. Rewrote. Values alignment equity literacy first. Required. Comfort discomfort. Inclusive discussions. Positionality impact. Industry preferred not required. Skills weeks. Consciousness foundational. Saw Haversham transformation site. Postings LinkedIn Indeed careers. Applications young women Gen Z. Pronouns emails. Intersectionality emotional capacity cover letters. Fluent. Passionate decolonizing corporate centering marginalized rigid industries. Flagged. Barista navigating emotional labor, advocating fair wages. Perfect. Redesign ladder. Interviews ideological checks. Hid not. Behavioral pivot. Microaggression witnessed responded. Psychological safety role creating. Stumbled focus work treat same. Faded. Lit described calling boss organizing quitting principle. Hired spot. slotted team's energy, waves 2 months. Sophie 24 sociology, tattoos, claim support. Slack she they, pronoun coffee first day. Jamal 26 non-binary nonprofit operations, manifesto 90 day. Reimagining justice lens. Mia 22, community college compliance retail performative allyship. Bright, verbal, unapologetic. Mine. Onboarding scrapped, dry videos, binder server, weak culture immersion. Day 1 positionality mapping privileges blind spots, whiteboards. Day 2 restorative circles calling in. Day 3 emotional labor boundary roleplays, technical later asynchronous. Systems later, container thrive, thrived first. Slack memes corporate trauma, small wins manager they emails. Lunch, current events, protests strikes, think peace quiet quitting. Cubicle zines pride flags affirmations, feelings valid. Older watched amused, bemused. Electric, ideas justice air breathed, reality tested, work claims regulatory client escalations walls fast. Sophie legacy software, Insure Pro nested crash tabbed wrong error codes, veteran intuition, rage forward IT tech solidarity, technological violence capitalist tools, high value delayed exception code, client furious, where Ellen, gone. Operations Jamal justice workflows, rotating equity leads check-ins, emotional bandwidth crawl, auto batch 2 days week. Regulators inquiry, compliance delays, thoughtful human sustainability, extractive metrics, legal rewrite legalese, mid-career Slack resentment, not babysitter, modeling allyship, unconvinced, client frayed, longtime personal touches replicate, Hargrove fast-tracked handshake departed, mill exceptions premiums gold, Mia misapplied rider week coverage, call Richard new girl doesn't know. Vanguard, collectivized pain, mental health check-ins daily, capacity Fridays weeks. Sophie 3 mental health tough call psychic toll, late capitalism, LinkedIn. Jamal solidarity walkout, afternoon wellness backlog. Productivity dipped, qualitative flourishing, error 22% processing, doubled turnover spiked veterans. Richard first community space months, heavier, numbers, revenue flat reserves, warning class action delayed. Business deliver, hires shifted, nodded we, responded dismantling toxic efficiency, humane sustainable metrics follow. Eyes gratitude doubt. Finance punches, legal sloppy filings, client churn recession, CFO, great feelings minding store exploitation rebuilding, adjusted, crash Insure Pro paired mentors trimmed empathy, grumbled backsliding grind complied, holes loomed, map exceptions regulator soft client quirks walked severance, breakroom open murmurs, everything fine before, overheard slack, worked whose backs. Cross-department ops vet snapped Jamal justice killing, coolie efficiency harming, intervened friction growth, deflated, unsafe, new, old, chaos revelation, invisible labor Ellen emotional Slack managers bullying deadlines hacks cracks, stripped foundation wobbled, hires detectors exposing unsustainable old, clients angry shortcuts equity, regulators rigged insiders, revenue temporary justice, Richard frequent urgency, results not philosophy, early wins new client empathy forms errors reduced, trust process, wanted, board analyst acquisition, night org chart gaps vanguard stretched, whisper cut deep fast, no, doubt system, recommitted, hurts heals, teetered, backlogs towered, regulators sharpened, client defected, hires rallied potluck zines resilience exhaustion, veterans earlier morale cratering, air hummed unsaid experiment costing budgeted, hubris necessary surgery, bleeding gangrene muscle, healing come. Chapter 8. Cracks natural growing pains transformation worth. Missed claims deadlines regulator sharp client complaints. New hires ramping unlearning bad habits. Legacy holdouts not sharing tribal knowledge, undocumented workarounds, handshake deals, regulatory shortcuts humming decades, brittle. Others failure. Claims Sophie cohort, bulk files. Insure Pro early 2000s nested menus, crashed tabbed error codes, 20-year intuition. First month, rage forward tickets tech solidarity, technological violence capitalist, high value delayed exception, client, where Ellen, gone. Operations Jamal justice redesigns rotating equity leads, mandatory check-ins, emotional bandwidth throughput crawl. Auto claims 2 days week, regulators formal delays, Jamal email prioritizing human sustainability, extractive metrics, legal rewrite bland. Mid-career survivors, Slack first resentment built. Not babysitter, whispered hallway. Reframed modeling allyship needed. Unconvinced. Client relationships frayed. Longtime family businesses regional manufacturers, personal touches new team replicate. Hargrove auto renewals fast-tracked. Handshake underwriter. Quiet exceptions mill paperwork mess, premiums gold. Mia misapplied policy writer, extra week coverage, calls straight Richard. Your new girl doesn't know doing. Forwarded single question mark. Training gap. Addressing now. Walls inside Vanguard coped collectivizing. Mental health check-ins daily. Capacity Fridays full week sum. Sophie 3 mental health days tough client call posted thread, psychic toll late capitalism. Jamal capacity adjustment, Fridays half days recharging. Mia group chat solidarity metric tyranny. Expected accommodation hired wholeness not spite. Richard noticed first all hands community space months. Room heavier. Opened numbers revenue flatlining, reserves dipping, warning class action murmur, delayed payout. Business deliver voice tight. New hires uncomfortable, few nodded we. Stood responded dips, cost dismantling toxic norms. Building humane sustainable turbulence, necessary dismantling toxic norms. Blames resistance, unprocessed trauma chaos. Finance reports landed punches. Legal exposure sloppy filings. Client churn surge. CFO cornered great feelings who's minding store. Store built exploitation. Rebuilding. Privately adjusted targeted tech training peer mentoring mid-career holdouts. Refused pathologize needs. Flexibility new baseline. Breakroom whispers turned open murmurs. Veterans coffee. Everything worked fine before. Kids these days. New hires leaned mental health days capacity issues. Fewer doing work. Richard CFO. Revenue flattened dip legal risk operational chaos surge. HR insisted. Turbulence necessary dismantling toxic norms. Blames resistance. Unprocessed trauma chaos. Richard ordered full audit HR practices. Termination patterns. Legal exposure. Operational metrics brutal report. Legal flagged age-biased outcomes, disproportionate firings older staff, vague culture language internal emails, damning discovery. Quiet coalition remaining mid-career. Approached Richard concrete examples broken processes, lost clients fear retaliation HR. Tense meeting, Richard confronted data first-hand accounts, deflected, cried victim, reactionary backlash, performance reality stark. Richard realized, saving company, removing person, claimed saving.
Subscribe with us now and stay connected as we journey through every chapter together. Now back to our story.
Chapter 9. Audit, routine due diligence. Richard Edgy Weeks board calls analysts notice stock wobble. Revenue stagnation, client churn, regulator letters stacking unpaid bills. Numbers blame variable test. Welcomed, data doesn't lie, people do. Third-party gray suits, clipboards, laptops, dashboards. Interviewed mailroom, C-suite, combed HR files, performance plans, termination records. Cooperated surveys, workshop attendance, microaggression logs. Show transformation lead said. Slide deck, psychological safety gains, testimonials, Vanguard scene. Metrics, diversity hires, flexible time. Nodded eyes, lingered gaps, error rates, backlog volumes, demographics left. Report, glossy PDF charts screamed. Turnover 28%, highest history. Disproportionate exits, over 50-85% terminations. Vague culture fit 70% exit docs, age discrimination claims. Operational freefall claims processing 180% client satisfaction down 32 points. Legal exposure high patterns unravel discovery. Executive summary, cultural initiatives correlated acute operational disruption. Immediate stabilization required. Richard emergency steering. Courtroom CFO actuarial legal highlighted ops backlog printouts. Sat right notebook. Opened report projecting. Bad bleeding board knows. Eyes flicked. How revolution this. CFO first clicked. Lost 15% market 2-3. Not growing pains incompetence. Legal. Termination patterns plaintiff stream 1 lawsuit headlines. Ops manager legacy survivor. Team down 3 no old systems clients leaving can't deliver. Richard Karen take. Stood calm. Report measures old world revenue churn speed. Extractive era. Misses human cost dismantling. Incompetence legacy knowledge hoarded lost. Patterns power redistribution not discrimination. Valley transformation painful necessary. Qualitative safety up 40%. Innovation proposals tripled. Leading indicator. Silence. CFO snorted. Innovation sticky notes. Emotional bandwidth claims rot. Legal feels don't win lawsuits. Richard Temples. Karen straight better off now? Yes, not measurable terms 6 months new team learning culture shifting. Unconvinced. Coalition mid-career neither legacy Vanguard met separately dossier. Presented unprompted screenshots. Sophie LinkedIn rants. Jamal half-day walkouts error logs capacity Fridays. Claims analysts survived purges. Want believe scared. No work HR thought police. Room exhaled critique through me. Richard office no notes us. Walk there why here. Laid old system unexamined harm bullying managers invisible labor Ellen shortcuts skirted ethics. Removing revealed fragility. Hires cure exposing disease. Not failing mirror company always broken see now. Listen slid audit. Board sees lawsuits losses not mirrors. Pushed. Backlash benefited old loudest. Hired. Vision execution trailed. Shield arm's length. Need. Time commitment no half measures. Nodded eyes otherwise. Whispers meetings without. Ops finance huddled proposing rehires departed veterans consultants plug gaps. Legal culture reset memos diluting pronouns optional. Microaggression paused. Vanguard caught slack erupting betrayal co-optation. Sophie confronted mid-level. Undoing equity profits? Walked. Team huddle system fighting stay course. Doubt even them. Privately grieved pivot. Text scripted disrupt expose retreat pragmatism. Pain given nights mapping days defending name lightning rod. Richard texted late board tomorrow ready. Defense case studies projections equity long-term ROI data armor. Next day cancelled slot. They want options. Overheard fragment store interim HR stabilize brilliant but. Stood outside unseen heart pounding. Not debate indictment. Witch hunt spreadsheets. Disruptor rogue not surgeon begged. Night wine replayed. Highs vanguard energy silenced harms named. Accelerated fast. Speed mercy. Slow old guard regroup. Board emails leaked. Slack slip expensive experiment felt noose. Richard paid leave effective tomorrow. Strategic review. Step back pushed. Didn't beg. Exactly power threatened. Choosing short-term optics justice. Silence. Not personal. Everything personal. Hung out of office systemic reflection. First counter-narrative. Valley not failure point accomplices reveal. Rejecting transformation proving every word. Chapter 10. Didn't fire dramatic no shouting boardroom mic drop. Gave moral high ground claim. Whisper. 9 a.m. glass conference Richard CFO lawyer, eyes down. Talking soft velvet steel. Decided part ways effective immediately strategic realignment. Generous severance full benefits year. Ironclad NDA. Slid papers, didn't touch. Part ways repeated euphemism hang. Choosing stability transformation. Lawyer cleared. Richard leaned. Appreciate vision truly neat stabilize. Laughed. Stabilize back? Invisible bullying hoarded knowledge. Ellen enforcing survivalism? Not vision fear. Saw cracks paper over building through. Jaw tightened. Sign handle narrative. Signed. Strategy. Escorted VIP laptop bag. Sanitized badge. Buzz car curbside. No box trinkets. Never personalized succulent composted. Driving Haversham shrank rearview data point. Thought saving company. New saving worst parts. Backlogs clear, rehired veterans, clients shortcuts profits tick-pat lured experiment. Inside reset swift. Days emails network culture, refresh diluting. Pronouns optional, signatures microaggression paused, review. Workshops team building basics. Ops feelers departed managers consulting fat hourly plug gaps. Sophie Jamal quiet transfers stretch roles marginalization. Mid-career promotions, silence rewarded. Richard owned publicly ahead ourselves back basics. Stock perked 4% overnight, phone lit. Vanguard allies betrayal. Recruiters available, impact fintech. Berkeley profs classic co-optation right. Simmered. Slept 3 days unbroken first real capacity. Reframing. LinkedIn bio, former head people culture Haversham assurance, equity-centered transformation leader, revealing corporate readiness justice. Not victim, case study pitch. Views 10,000. Messages my story too. Substack decolonizing HR, justice meets bottom line. 10,000 words audit purges, collapse not failure proof. Anonymized NDA named patterns legacy hoarding, backlash pragmatism valley leaders flinch. 50,000 views week reposts, DEI influencers podcast invites. VC DMs build consultancy, planning. Haversham's everywhere, insurance banking manufacturing modern optics mirror clear. Richard reached 3 weeks tentative text holding up, waited 48. Thriving teaching couldn't learn. No reply. Pictured office org stabilizing veterans advisors policies binders dust. Kept language enough DEI committee, flex Fridays regulators recruits. Soul gone. Saved ousting sentenced mediocrity fearing. Q4 earnings modest rebound, strong execution press crowed. Execution old playbook. Vanguard scattered Sophie nonprofit Jamal organizing, Mia degree recommendation. Carry fire. Haversham chug, case study arrested development. Back basics memos proved thesis power protects always. Regret? Second, walked sleepy insurer confronted bones. Mapped clusters enforced built vanguard spoke truth stumbled. Ousted survived knowing. Knowing cost stability, knowing equity demands, knowing Berkeley woman no patience illusions shake foundation. Not loss victory. Next canvas calls. Recruiter yesterday legacy firm bold CHRO, ready disrupt. Am always. Think save removing mirror. Mirrors don't break, look away. Multiply. Another Haversham waits beige blind someone awake lights. Packing statement glasses.